So the client approached us to design a new business community, a new international business community in the south of Jakarta. It was to become a particularly significant project for us because it's our first project in Indonesia. We looked at how we could bring in Indonesian elements into our design. One of the key things we did is we looked at Indonesian town planning, and we introduced a space in the middle called an alun-alun, which is the traditional town square, and that would become the centre of this community.
It's an existing site of light industrial, so it was about how do we move the branding and the essence of the place forward whilst maintaining and respecting the existing clients. So the first workshop had everybody involved, the master planning, branding, the architecture, and really defining what were their key touch points that they wanted to achieve. So the identity for the CIBIS Business Park really came about from tapping into the cultural and local context of the site. Also, we tapped into the history of the clients, where they came from a naval background, so the idea of the shield. Also, they're very much into the idea of academia. We decided to bring all that out in the actual design itself. So it meant security, but also that sense of nostalgia and history at the same time. With the wayfinding and environmental graphics for CIBIS, we decided to take an approach where we'd have the typical directional signage, but also we used the key messaging throughout the site as environmental graphics. So the key strap lines of honour doing business, enjoy doing business, these are all part of an existing language that we developed for the client brand as a way of communicating with potential tenants.
The landscape is a very important element of the master plan. This is essentially what binds the places together. Looking at cities like Jakarta, they are desperately need a green space, like a green open space where it's open for public and it's activated and it can be used for places for wellness and well-being for the working communities. Connectivity and mobility is one of the key principles of CIBIS Master Plan. We are trying to emphasize on the sustainable connected transport, so that includes providing a cycle pathway in the streetscape design and also a shaded pedestrian walkways, so that also encourage people to walk more and cycling more. They can jogging during their lunchtime, and it encourage a healthy workplace environment. So we try to bring nature closer to people.
CIBIS 9, we had a very simple brief from the client, a good brief to work with the master plan and the landscape and have an integrated approach, but he wanted a clean, simple building. When we developed the design of the building, we wanted to create a very simple palette of materials. We wanted to work with the landscape, and with that became a very elegant, simple solution. In Jakarta, traditionally 2,000 square metres was the maximum size. And we said, why? And we came up and proposed 4,000 square metres. You want everybody to be on the same floor, connected workplace. And so with that, we worked with the client and developed the biggest floor-plated building in Jakarta. So it shows the strength of BM Workplace. It shows how we're pushing the boundaries, but not to a level where the buildings don't work. We're actually pushing the boundaries to make the buildings work better for the client and better for the tenant.
The key thing for any large-scale project like CIBIS is that you need to account for flexibility. So these plans don't happen overnight, they need to be phased. So we designed a master plan that was a very simple layout that could change with time and be flexible. So for example, the first phase is now being built, but as the later phases happen, there's going to be changes, whether that's to do with the market conditions, technology, or even planning and legislation changes.